Hey guys, welcome to our channel. What we are going to do is we will shorten the straps. So let's go! So the first thing I'm going to do, I'll mark where the pins are. Now I can remove the pins. So as you can see, this is a line dress. There are many ways to do this job. You can go from the easiest to the most difficult. Today we are choosing the most difficult, but it's the perfect way in the sense that when we finish, it will look exactly the same as it looks now. For that, what we are going to do, we are going to open the lining. We are going to separate the lining from the dress, and then we will take in the dress, and then we will take in the lining, and then we will join back together in the same way that it is now. I know that if you have seen my other videos, you know that I use a lot of the razor, but in this case, this material is so delicate that I can't use the razors, otherwise I will for sure break the material. Even with the seam ripper, it's really hard because you are at the risk to pull one of the little thread of the material. So one side done, so now we have 3 more to go. Now that the 4 sides are open, I'm going to check how much I need to shorten. So it seems to be a little bit less here and a little bit more here. So we are going to take 1 inch and 1/8 here and 1 inch and 1/4 here to give a little bit more of the shape like that. This is what the customer required because of her body type. So what I'm going to do is just to mark that the best I can, because this is really tricky. 1 inch and 1/8 divided by 2 is 1/2 inch plus 1/16. So here we have the 1/2 inch, and this little thing is 1/16. So we will mark 1/2 inch and 1/16, that when you multiply by 2 is 1 inch and 1/8. So this side we will take in 1 inch and 1/4 divided by 2 is 5/8 of the inches. I know what you were thinking. You are thinking, oh wow, you are really too picky, because 1/16 maybe won't make too much of the difference. So why you do that? And I just can tell you that the body will feel it. So why don't do it right? What I'm doing now, I'm trying to join my 2 points. I will do that 4 times. Remember, this side a little bit less than this one. So I will do it again. Sometimes you notice that you have to open a little more to be more comfortable working. So now we are going to sew. To make it easier, I will pin like that so the material doesn't move when I'm sewing. You don't need to do that, but I always prefer to do it that way. Because this material is so stretchy, I stretch the material a little bit while I'm sewing. That way, when the material is stretched, it can stretch comfortably. Then I will cut a little bit the material, but not all, just in case the customer wants to let out in the future. Now I will sew it back. The best way to proceed is to sew this side first and then this one. So let's do it. I will use this opening to sew this side comfortably. So let me do it again. I will open that way. This is easy. Look, the seam allowance is very important to not to push it a little bit down like that, like that, and like that, so they don't pull the material. That's really important. So now that it's sewn, we will do a stitch here, just this side like that, to keep the material down. Now that you have this side nice and straight, see? Now you can work with this side, and remember, they at the beginning both sides were the same size. So if you want, sometimes when the pattern maker are very good, the lining will be just a little bit, a touch shorter. In that case, you make them together. But if not, you have to push this one a little bit out to make sure that the lining won't show after you do the job. So for this one, we will go in a different way. We will start and take from the dress from inside. Usually what happens is that the dress is fully lined, but this one is not fully lined. So what I would have done is just to go in and not open anything, but it's sealed. It is sealed here. So what I will open this stitch here. This is a particular different, but we will do it. Remember that with this one I don't use the knife, because the knife will break for sure this material. Now that this is open, I can proceed and sew this part here. So I'll go from inside, and then I just put it like that, pull it out, and then sew. Make sure first that you don't have this little thread, and you will sew. This is a little bit complicated because when you are dealing with the lining, everything gets a little bit confusing. But after a while, you get used to it, and then it's not so confusing anymore. Again, while I'm sewing, I'm pulling a little bit the material. This is the way to sew a stretchy material. So, see? Now it's sewn, and I will do the stitches as much as I can. You cannot do the whole stitch. There you go. Now we will try to stitch as much as we can here. We cannot do the whole thing, but we will do as much as we can. And we were able to do the whole thing. Yes. Why these seams are so important? Because you see, it's not even iron, and you can see that the lining is kept inside. You see? Now we do the same with the other side, and then we close this part here, and we will be good to go. Now close and search. And search. Now ironing. You see, all the lines are very nice. And this is the final result. The reason why this was the best way to work is because it offers a continuous line. I'll be honest, almost imperceptible for most eyes, but it gives a couture air to the garment. Well, and this is the final results. As you see, the dress looks exactly the same as it looked before. Now the straps are a little shorter. This way, I know it's a little bit difficult, take time. There are other ways that are easier with different ways to shorten the straps. So if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe. And that was all for today. Bye.